It is me, Professor Snape. No, it's not. It's not Snape. It's me, MastoDan. That was the shittest intro I could come up with. Hello, it's me, Professor Snape. I can't really do a good impression. It's a write-off. It's a write-off. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? Welcome to the MastoCast. How are you doing? I hope you're having a nice weekend. If you listen to this on a Friday, it comes out. We're on episode 34 now. Episode 34. Thank you anyone who's listened to the previous episode. I didn't really plug it because I thought I did a bad job because I was really, really tired. And I missed out a few things that I should have been talking about. Because I was that tired. I didn't even bother fucking plugging it. I wasn't very proud of it. But anyhow, I'm feeling a bit more energized now. I feel pretty good. And yeah. Welcome to episode 34, right? And one of the things I bloody forgot to talk about, right? One thing I forgot to talk about that I've just been like, what the fuck? That's just come out of nowhere. I didn't even bring it up last week, is that Slayer are back. Slayer, as in... That was supposed to be Angel of Death, but I did a really, really bad impression of that. Hope you enjoyed my little rendition of Slayer there. But yeah, Slayer are back, right? Which is insane. So they played their last UK show at Download 2019. I've never seen Slayer before. And they are back after their, I guess, retirement. They said that was it. That was going to be it. No more Slayer shows or anything. And like 5 years later, they're back again. Well, whilst I love Slayer, and I've always wanted to see them live, I had the opportunity to download 2019 when I was there, but I decided against it because Tool were on the same time on the main stage, and I was like, I've been waiting all my life for seeing Tool, and I finally got to see Tool. But I also kind of regretted missing out on Slayer because apparently it was really, really good. So yeah, Slayer are back now. Happy days, happy effing days. Yeah, I kind of feel like though, like I was just gonna say there. Whilst I am excited to see Slayer again, I think it's kind of for the money. I think they're doing it for the. I think some because they headline a few festivals. They're doing Riot Fest. They're doing. They've just been announced for Aftershock Fest and Louder Than Life Festival, and it kind of feels like we just want some more money, bro. And I think that might be the case. Because literally not long before this reunion got announced, Kerry King, the guitar player, has announced a solo band and is releasing music which sounds like, guess what? Slayer. And yeah, that's going to be his touring band. He's going on tour at what's it called? He's touring America with Lamb of God and MastoDan, and he is also, I think he's also playing Bloodstock as well as part of the Kerry King band. So by the looks of it, I think Slayer as a band are keeping it like you know, they're not going to be touring heavily. I don't think Tom Araya is up for all the heavy touring. He just they might do the odd show, the odd festival here and there, and whilst Kerry King tours properly with his solo band, because I imagine, you know, Kerry King wants to keep touring, wants to play shows, like you know, keep traveling and that sort of thing, whereas Slayer might just be the odd one-off show here and there, you know, give them a bit more income, you know. I think that might be the case, but bloody hell, I hope Slayer come back to the UK soon. But they're headlining festivals. Like, you never really consider Slayer to be a festival headlining band or anything like that. You know, when they played Download last year, they headlined the second stage. I mean, rightfully so. Like, especially with being their last, you know, UK show, supposedly ever. But I know the headline Bloodstock, but I've never seen them like a headline like a Download or a Sonosphere like RIP, or anything like that. And I've never even considered them to be like a headliner band in like the US either, like when it comes to festivals over there. So, and that goes for like, Rock am Ring, Hellfest, that sort of thing. What if this reunion has bumped them up to being a festival headlining band? Could we get Slayer headline Download maybe 2025, 26? Could that be the case? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, all of a sudden they're headlining these festivals now. And, yeah. Same lineup they had before they left. Jeff Hanneman, Tom Araya. No, sorry, not Jeff Hanneman. Jeff Hanneman passed away, unfortunately. I'm thinking about Gary Holt, bless. Gary Holt, Kerry King, Tom Araya, and their drummer, who I forgot his name is, who isn't Dave Lombardo. But that's cool. I'd still go see them, definitely. I've seen 3 of the big 4. I've never seen Slayer before. So yeah, that's quite something. That is quite something. Slayer are back, baby. Slayer. Get in. That's amazing. If you're unfamiliar with Slayer and but have kind of thought about dipping your toe in with Slayer as a band, they are like one of the best thrash bands of all time, like from the 80s. Like, give Rain and Blood a listen. Like, Rain and Blood for me, like, a perfect thrash metal album. Absolutely perfect. Like, it's my favourite. I mean, there's actually other albums of theirs that I haven't even listened to yet properly, but Rain and Blood is just, chef's kiss. It's amazing. It's got Angel of Death on there. It's got Postmortem on there. It's got, of course, Rain and Blood. But yeah, give Slayer a listen if you haven't listened to them. If you've been living under a rock. If you fancy some thrashy stuff, give it a listen. Give it a listen. Yeah. Anyways, now that I've finally brought you last week's news up to date, what have I been up to? What have I been up to? You know what? It's been nice. I've been playing some stuff recently. It's been a bit more of a chilled out weekend than it was like the weekend before the engagement party and stuff. So it's been a bit more chilled out. So what did I do? I have acquired a guitar, right? So my dad's got a friend who he works with called Mike, and he collects guitars, collects sound systems, and all sorts of stuff. And my dad said, "I've got a guitar for you to borrow. Mike just wants to know what you think." So I was like, "Okay, I'll have a go for sure." So I went round his house, picked it up, and it's manufactured by a company called Gordon Smith, who are a guitar company based in the UK. They're all handcrafted here. Quite independent. You don't see them in a lot of like major guitar shops nowadays. You used to a fair bit. I have seen the Gordon Smith name around quite a bit, but more so the more retailed at like independent guitar shops, that sort of thing. So like I haven't played one up until now, right? Okay, so I was like, yeah, no worries, I'll have a go, and. Bear in mind, I've played like quite a few Strats in my time. Like, I've played some really nice Fenders. I've played a couple of customs before, just like other people's. I used to own a Squire Strat, which was like one of my first guitars ever. I regret giving it away. I said regret again. Regret giving it away. And I did loan a Squire Japanese Strat before, which was unbelievable. So like, I've played a few Strats in my time that I really, really like. But this Gordon Smith Strat guitar, right, okay, just makes me want to get a Strat again. Like, it's the best Stratocaster I've ever played in my life. It's beautiful. It's like, I mean, I might bore you with the details, like, at the moment, unless you are a guitar player and listening. But you know, it's like a roasted maple fretboard and neck, and this like sort of purpley but browny bass on the body, like paint job, locking tuners, lovely pickups. Oh god, it's absolutely to die for. And I ended up like playing it just through my PC on the audio interface. I ended up getting a new plugin, the Rabeam Assad plugin from Neural DSP. So that's kind of been inspiring to write some music more and do some more streams. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to be playing with it, really. So yeah, I've just been messing about with that, and I've got a new plugin. It sounds great, and yeah, expect some content of it, because I asked him, is he in any rush to have it back at all? He was like, just when he wants it back or when I'm finished. So I was like, okay, I'll do some minis and stuff like that for Twitch and whatever. So yeah, expect some of that. Expect some of that. Has there been any new music out as of recently? Not really. I had another listen of Tang, however you pronounce it, Tan GK by Idols. I had a listen to that whilst I was pressure washing the garden, and I have to say it is growing on me. It is actually growing on me. Tank by Idols. It is definitely a bit more, you know, a bit less up the punks and more sort of still heavy but mellowed down. It's a very sort of experimental sounding Tank. Experimental sort of Idols album, I should say. You know, it's took a lot of the you know, sort of Radioheady sounds of Crawler and put it into this album, and there's some good stuff on here. You know, Gift Horse Pop Pop Pop, brilliant. I think Dancer's probably the more accessible one, which features LCD sound system. Even though it's more accessible, it's probably my weakest track on the album, but it's definitely an album that's a bit more of a grower. So I'm gonna give it a bit more of a chance, really. But like, you know, I've sat and listened to it with some headphones on and all that. Like, the production's good. You know, Idol's a really big band now, and they're bringing out some really interesting material. So I'm going to be listening to some more of this. I'm going to be listening to some more of it for sure. Also, in music news, we're delving into hardcore here. Hardcore, metalcore, whatever you want to call them. Knocked Loose have just released a new track. Knocked Loose are a band I've been loving for a long, long time. They have brought some brilliant material out over the past... when did the first album come out? I'd like to think... I know they've been going for about 10 years. The last 10 years have just keep progressing to be great. Like, the first album I thought was good, but I wanted it to be a bit more raw. They did that on a different shade of blue, which I love. That EP they brought out a couple of years ago, Tearing the Fabric of Life, is absolutely unbelievable. One of the best EPs I've ever heard. And they're a band that are, you know, getting a lot of praise. They're getting a lot of hype about them. They have been for ages. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And in doing that, they're not mellow. You know, they're not toning down their sound or anything, or trying to sound more accessible in any way. They're just being them and getting heavier, more interesting, and just downright disgusting. Because this new track that they've just brought out, Blind in Faith, my God, like, they just don't settle down. Like, it is disgustingly heavy. It is so good, man. Not Close are just one of the best bands going at the minute. Like, I'm so gutted I can't make their current UK tour. I don't believe their new album will be out by then. I believe it's out in May. So, and the tours, I think it's in March. I know they're playing Leeds, but it's sold out, and it's, you know, it lands on one of my shifts at work anyways. But yeah, when this album comes out, they'll be back playing bigger venues, I think, because God, this new track is heavy, man. It's heavy, and there's like a fucking pig squeal from Brian Garris. The guitar tone is friggin' gnarly. It's just brilliant. And if you can listen carefully, I know Jake pointed this out to me. He said the Saint Anger snare is in there. It's quite subtle, but the Saint Anger snare is there, like dun 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 dun, like that kind of snare, which I love hearing it when grindcore bands do that sort of shit. But like Knock Loose are getting away with the Saint Anger snare, like, and it's very subtle. Like, it sounds like a really good snare, and it's got that ring to it, and it's like, it just sounds fucking great. Like, they're a band who are just getting bigger and bigger, and are just going, nah, we don't want to dumb down our song. We want to get heavier and more disgusting. So, yeah, give the new Knock Loose album a listen. It's called Blind and Faith. It is heavy. New album comes out. Sorry, let me just have a look here. I know it is sometime in May, and there are a couple of tracks that feature that feature Chris Motionless from Motionless in White. The song is called Slaughterhouse 2, which May the 10th. There we go. May the 10th. The new album comes out. It's called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to, and yeah. It's they've got a song featuring Chris Motionless from Motionless in White called Slaughterhouse 2, as I was about to say. They had Brian Garris from Knock Loose. He had a guest feature on Motionless in White's track Slaughterhouse. Now, Knock Loose have written a song called Slaughterhouse 2, and it's featuring Chris Motionless. And there's also a song featuring Poppy as well. Yeah. Really looking forward to this album coming out. I'm going to pre-order that shit because I fucking love Knock Loose. They're brilliant. Yeah. So there we go. New Knock Loose. Slayer are back. And there's a new Idols album. That's good. All coming up Millhouse. Right. Okay. Might as well talk about what games I've been playing at the moment. Also, happy new Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Day. Hope you enjoy the game. I haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake yet. So yeah, bear with me. I'll play Rebirth when I start Final Fantasy VII Remake and Remake. There you go. Yeah, anyways, I'll tell you what I've been playing. God, last night I was on Ocarina of Time till daft o'clock in the morning because I've got a night shift the next day. So I was on it for quite a long time. And I think I've been playing the game for too long because I was getting bad. So, yeah, I'm up against Ganondorf now, the very last boss, and yeah, it's quite hard at the moment. Well, it got hard last night. I think it's because I was getting tired and I was doing some mistakes. I was rushing and all that sort of stuff. So I'm up against him. I've got save states right there for when I want to come back and get him. So, yeah, I'm up against Ganondorf now. Ocarina of Time is coming to a close, and I'd like to think it'll be finished by this time next week. So, next week, expect a Ocarina of Time review, I guess, in 2024 from a person who's never played it before up until now. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm up against Ganondorf for the moment. But I'll tell you what else I have been playing. I've just started playing Helldivers 2. Now, I'm not really a multiplayer gamer type person, really. I play the odd Fall Guys here and there, and, there's the rare occasion I'll play a Warzone with my friends, but up until now, but to be honest, for the most part, I'm not really a online multiplayer competitive gamer, anything like that. Fortnite, I just can't get on with. I'm not into it. If you do, that's cool. Power to you. I just don't like it. Splatoon doesn't really look like my type of thing. PUBG, any of that sort of stuff. Okay, I tried Apex Legends, couldn't get away with it. Just all this competitiveness with other people who are just like way beyond my level of gaming or anything like that, just not for me. So when I first saw Helldivers 2 get advertised, I thought, nah, it looks a bit generic. can't say I'm bothered about this. As more trailers started coming about, more reviews started coming about, the more advertising, I don't know the fucking word to say, the better it looked, I guess. I thought, this does actually sound pretty good. And some of the reviews are pretty decent as well. Good couple of mates of mine have got it as well and said, right, do you want to get it? I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. It was 30 quid, right? Helldivers 2 is 30 quid. So I thought, fuck it, I'll get it. I'll give it a go. And I got it, played it, done a good few hours of it. It fucking rolls. Helldivers 2 is fucking class. Oh, mate, honestly, this is the kind of online multiplayer I've been wanting back for a long, long time. You know, I used to play Halo 3 a lot, right? And same with Gears of War, like back in the day on the 360. And I used to play it online, and I used to do campaigns and that sort of thing. That's what I used to love. I didn't want to, like, you know, I didn't want to play other people. I wanted to play with, not in that way. I wanted to play campaigns with people, you know. I love being online, and I'm like, all right, you go this way. All right, you shoot them from this way, this angle. Okay, all right, you get this pack. Okay, you do that. You turn this dial while I go shoot this. You know, that sort of thing. I love that side of it, and this is everything I've wanted in an online multiplayer in a long, 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 long time. You know, you have a squad of 4, right? And at the moment, there's a couple of there's a couple of different things you can do. You can either play the automations, which are the robots that have gone and taken over, like, the planets or parts of a planet, or there is the bug-infested places, like the alien, like, weird enemies up there. And with each one, you can have different objectives. You can either just kill everything on sight. You can either rescue, you know, hostages or hospital staff or whatever from, you know, bases that have been locked up in, and you have to, you know, escort them to safety while you're getting, like, a bug invasion or automation invasion, or destroy the facilities, get comms back online. There's quite a lot of different objectives you can do within Helldivers, and you can do that working with 4 people, and you can also adjust the difficulty as well. You can adjust the difficulty, and it can get bloody hard. I mean, I kind of stick around trivial and easy. Like, they're the easiest ones at the moment, and you know, I've been doing that, and I think it's like a fine enough difficulty for where I'm at now, the level I'm at, the weapons I've got at the moment, and because I have been in some matches where they've upped the difficulty by a lot. Like, so for instance, like in automations, like if you're starting on like trivial or easy, the automations, like the robots, are kind of like, you know, Terminator sized. You know, they've got like machine guns, or they've got swords, they throw grenades. That's yeah, sort of trivial / easy automation. The further up the difficulty you get, the bigger some of the robots become. Some of them fly, some of them have tanks, some of them are just huge. It's insane. Like what an up in difficulty can do. Like, it can make it a lot harder. Like medium, I was struggling big time on medium difficulty. But like the bug ones are a lot easier as well. Doesn't take as much to, you know, beat them. But, you know, as well as, like, you know, you start off with weapons. You have you also have what's called stratagems, and what they are like, for instance, you throw a beacon out, and that could signal your ship. You have your own ship, by the way, to throw that, like, to, you know, release cluster bombs, or release grenades, or drop you a machine gun sentry, that sort of thing, or drop you some ammunition. Everything, all these stratagems come from your ship, and you can upgrade your ship as you go along. I haven't got around to doing that yet, because you have to look for, like, materials, like, within the map, and they help you, like, you know, upgrade your ship. And also, with every mission that you finish, you get awarded like experience points to level up, and you also get rewarded medals to purchase, new perks in the game, some, grenades, guns, like your character perks, that sort of thing, or armor and everything. And what I like about this game, it is not fucking riddled with microtransactions or anything like that. There's the option for like what's called the Super Citizen expansion, where you get given like a new armor upgrade, and like there's choices for like new weapons and that sort of thing. But like what you get on that Super Citizen thing, it doesn't make you fucking like invincible or whatever. Like the armor up, like the new armor set you'll have will be like a similar sort of like it won't be any stronger than the armor that you start off with. Like you won't be invincible after getting it or whatever. Like it's just like a few extra things that you can get in a different game mode, which I haven't got yet, to be honest. So yeah, this is exactly what I want. I've had so much fun on it. It's brilliant. I'm going to be playing a lot of it for sure. I got really, really into it. I've got a new headset for the PlayStation, so like it just sounds great for the headset, and like just working everything out with your teammates and talking to everyone. Like it's just so much fun. I really, really recommend Helldivers 2. Like it's awesome. Like what are you gonna do? Pay £30 for this game that is just great, fun, awesome, lots of stuff going on, less microtransactions, or you're gonna go for fucking something like Call of Duty that's like double the price, and you have to pay, and if you want to play it every year, you have to get a new one. Like it's great, it's awesome. There's a few like I've had a couple of bug issues. Like not the enemies, like actual game bugs within the game, but nothing major. It's still early days for the game. That they are constantly working on it. I know they had some issues with servers when they first launched, like people struggling to get in the servers. But I think it's pretty sorted now, because I've never had any bother with that at all. Either I'm just lucky, or like it's something that they're still working on. But yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Helldivers 2, I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, and that's it. That is it. Couple of things I'll chat about, actually. Sorry, I couldn't get a Twitch streaming for the past couple of weeks. It's been busy, but I'm gonna get one in this week for sure, definitely. And also coming to the YouTube channel that I've been kind of thinking on of doing. I've been thinking about doing like a what's in my bag type thing, where I talk about like some records and video games that I've bought as of recent. Just a little bit of fun. Like thinking about doing it quarterly. It's just something I've had on my mind. But that may come at the end of March. Something like that. So yeah, expect that. Also, one thing I did forget to mention, that there'll be some content on as well. So I went to a video game shop in Middlesbrough called Super Games World, which is fucking awesome, right? First time going there. Absolutely every video game type you can think of. They've got retro games like going from as far back as like the Atari 2600, like Vectrex, flipping TurboGrafx, Commodore, all of that, all the way right up until all the modern game consoles we have now, PS5, Switch, and all that sort of stuff. They have absolutely all sorts. And I bought a Game Boy Advanced Indigo Game Boy Advance, which I'm over the moon about. Expect some modding videos on that. I'm going to be modding the shit out of that bad boy, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and hopefully I'll try and get some guests on as well. Like, if you can think of anyone who would be cool to talk to about video games or music or whatever, or you would want to come on, give us a shout. We did have an episode penciled in again with Spike he's definitely coming back. We're going to be doing our top 5 underrated PS2 games. It's just he had issue with his internet around about the same time I had. The rabbits started being little shits and started fighting. So like I had to call it off. Unfortunately, that will come soon. That will come soon, I promise. And I'm really excited to do it with Spike because he's awesome. And the last episode we did was great. So, anyways, I'll see you next week. Next week, I will give you an in-depth review of Ocarina of Time. And also, I'm seeing Greg Puciato this Sunday, so I'll talk about that gig as well. Yeah, enjoy. Have a nice weekend. You're all fucking quality. Do you know that? Yeah, you are. Right, okay, I'm going to shut up now. Right, okay, see you later. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you next week for episode 35. Bye. Love you. Peace.